Hello, Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Up and All Library Hub's Library Lunch. This is a place to share positive and useful local information, find out about our community in more depth, and just try and keep us all connected during this time. So I'm very happy to welcome my guest today, who is West End singer and actress Jo Napthine. Jo, thank you so much for joining me. It's really lovely to have you.
Hi.
Tell us a bit about you and your background and how you got into the West End.
How I got into West End? Well, I think from a very early age, I knew what I wanted to do. I think I was about 10 and I was doing a little Christmas show at my local rep in Westcliff-on-Sea in Essex. Yes, I'm an Essex girl. And I was a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz. And I just knew from that point that was what I wanted to do. So I just got loads of experience, went to my local Amdram society, did, theatre studies, GCSE, A-level. Then when I went to drama school, and then the rest is history.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I went to Guildhall School of Acting for 3 years, which is a brilliant drama school. And I've been very lucky. I've worked in lots of gorgeous shows in the West End.
What are some of your favourites that you've done?
Favourites. My first sort of big show I did was Oliver, the Cameron Mackintosh Oliver, which was absolutely, I just loved it. It was wonderful. And we took that to Toronto for the Millennium, which was a wonderful experience to travel with work. Other favourites. Probably one of my favourites was Jerry Springer the Opera at the Nash. Yeah, I actually got an Olivier Award for that.
Ooh.
I do share it with about 23 other people, but I still have got my own Olivier Award. I should have brought it with me. It's in the other room. And I'm my husband on that job, so that's very special.
Excellent. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. And what about have you had to do any kind of things that stick out as being unusual or strange costumes, or I don't know, anything?
I go back to Jerry Springer the Opera. I had to wear a nappy in that.
Wow.
And because we're keeping it clean at lunchtime, I can't say what I was actually used to have to sing while on a swing in a nappy, but it was a bit rude.
Amazing.
We don't do rude things at the hub, do we?
No, it's clean family fun.
It is.
Absolutely. Yes. So yeah, tell us about this, because you've been involved in several West End concerts at the Library Hub, both in person and as kind of live streamed events. And tell us about this.
You know what? They have been absolutely fantastic, and certainly all the actors involved, to be able to sing live, during these challenging times has been incredible, and we've done it very safely, haven't we? But it's been absolutely wonderful. And I was involved in the last concert, which I think was the night before lockdown, and then to be able to come back afterwards and sing again was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's a very special space, and the concerts, I'm sure the people that tune in and watch it agree, are just brilliant. We've got a Halloween spectacular coming up on Saturday the 31st at 6 p.m. Tune in. Where we'll be doing lots of spooky songs from musicals like Witches of Eastwick, a bit of Sweeney Todd, Rocky Horror Show. Daniel Stockton, our fantastic director and creator of these events, he does a wonderful job. He helps us all find these wonderful songs. And I asked him last night, actually, if I could sing one of the songs dressed as a cat on a table. So you'll have to tune in to see if that actually happens.
Amazing.
I've also requested dry ice. I'm not sure if we can afford dry ice. Or a wind machine.
I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see what you
don't get if you don't ask.
No, that's very true. Amazing. So this is the next live stream concert.
It is, and it's for all the family, and it will be brilliant. Some wonderful people taking part, some really fantastic singers.
Yeah. Amazing.
And I'm the token old one. I'm the token oldie.
Yeah, right.
I am. But anyway.
But you don't look it, so you don't need to tell us. You don't need to tell us that.
Thank you.
I was just saying, actually, before we went live that, well, I didn't quite say this, but I feel very underdressed because I'm in my running kit to make sure that I actually go for a run and enjoy the sunshine in case it's the last day. So this is what I'll be doing after this. Whereas Jo is kind of beautifully presented, and you know, I still feel like it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and Jo kind of looks so glamorous. So
just makeup, hiding behind makeup.
oh, but it looks so natural. Tell us a bit about the last 6 months, because it's obviously been it must have been a challenging time, but I know you've been doing some quite positive things during it as well. So how's it been?
They are such challenging times for everyone, and lockdown wasn't too bad for me. I luckily didn't lose anyone that I knew to COVID, and I've got 3 boys at home, so I had to put my mind to a bit of homeschooling, which I wasn't good at. And I think if my youngest son, who's 10, was here, he would give me the thumbs down. I wasn't a very good homeschool teacher. We had lots of tears, but no, they were really good, my children. We went on lots of family walks, and there was something lovely about having them home and not having to live by alarm clocks. And yeah, there was something quite nice and positive about just stopping what you usually do and just being with your family. But I know that wasn't the case for lots of people.
Well, and also kind of as you were saying, there's challenges that come with that, like the homeschooling, but I feel like we have to appreciate the positives that have been there, because otherwise you just can't carry on, really, can you? If you
certainly a summer we'll never forget, or a year we will never forget. And actually, at the end of last year, I sort of retrained to become a celebrant. So I actually did work throughout lockdown, creating and conducting funerals, which is very different. But there's lots of transferable skills from being an actor to being a celebrant, and it's been I cannot tell you how rewarding it is. So,
was this online services?
There was a few at first, but mostly in person. Funerals during lockdown didn't stop. Even with as little as 4 people there, we still went ahead and had funerals. And my job was to make them as meaningful and sort of creative, with all the boundaries that we have in the funeral profession at the minute. Lots of things that you can't do. But I've met some wonderful families, and it's a job that takes me into the community, and I just try and help families, you know, create the most meaningful kind of goodbye for their loved ones. It sounds like a really morbid job, and it isn't. It's actually, it's a kind of beautiful experience for everyone involved.
And it's something you can really make a difference by doing well, I think.
Absolutely. And at a couple of my services, I've been able to sing as well, which has been wonderful.
Excellent. Yeah. So what would you say are the transferable skills then? You're saying from performer to celebrant?
Well, you know, I create the service and I officiate the service on the day, and I have to be in charge, and things change and things happen, and I have to look just like I did in the days where someone would go, oh, you're on for the lead, you know. Suddenly I had to sort of change costume and play another part. I spent many years sort of understudying, and you do get just thrown on, and you have to maintain a calmness. And inside you might be swearing quite a lot and thinking, I can't do this and I don't know what I'm doing. But actually what you have to show an audience as an actress is that I'm calm and I'm in control. And it's very similar. It's a very similar mindset, I think.
Okay, interesting. And ability to adapt and be flexible under pressure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite good at that.
And actually, there's such a huge performance element, I guess, in a good way, a positive way, to officiating a service, to do it well, because it's communication, isn't it?
Sorry, butted in. I did a service last week where I was asked to read the lyrics of a Victoria Wood song in a northern accent.
Wow.
I'm not great at accents, but it was lovely, because we just wanted to smile. The lady who had passed away had a really wicked sense of humour, and we wanted to reflect that in her sort of northern humour, and it was wonderful. So I do get asked to do some quirky things sometimes. Yeah.
And that is within your skill set, so it's brilliant you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. How do you I guess it's been difficult to not be able to do so much singing. It's amazing that you've had another outlet and kind of things to work towards and stuff, but it must have been very difficult to not have as much of your usual singing, I guess.
It has been, and obviously, you know, all the actor friends that I have, it's been very difficult. Not, you know, there's just nothing to audition for. I never ever thought there'd be a time where theatre would literally not exist. It's been very difficult, and I feel very lucky that I've been able to sort of challenge. I've been able to do something else that sort of feels quite similar. But yeah, it's slowly, very slowly coming back, and there's auditions online, and we're being asked to do self tapes now instead of actually going in and meeting people. So it feels like, and there's murmurings of shows coming back, and so it's slowly, but as we know, we don't know what this winter holds. So we just have to cross our fingers and all do our bit to remain safe and look after each other.
And I guess it's not going to come back as normal immediately either. So
no,
how it comes back is kind of.
I don't know if it'll ever be the same again. I mean, it sounds dramatic, but I think we all worry about the state of the theatre, and especially, you know, the smaller theatres where they relied on doing their pantomime, their Christmas pantomime for their funding for the next season. You know, it's very worrying. It's very worrying times. I think I don't think I'm speaking out of term that actors feel like they've just been left behind and sort of ignored by the government. You know, we were sort of last thing on the list, and you know, well, it's almost feel like it wasn't a proper job, you know, and like, yeah, it's been very hard for actors.
I've got quite a few actor friends who were in the category that sort of fell down the gap because they are not currently employed, so they're not able to be furloughed, and but they were often doing a mixture of kind of short-term employed things and self-employed things to kind of
that's kind
make
of where
their income.
That describes me.
Yeah. How do you guys survive? What happens next?
Oh, I said it, I think we've all had to kind of slightly reinvent ourselves and find something in the meantime, you know, whether it's working in Sainsbury's or you know, mine actually how I'm working now wasn't something I've done because of COVID. I had thought about doing it last year before I knew there was going to be a global pandemic. But you know, it's definitely a job that I can do alongside doing my lovely gigs at the Hub and like doing acting as well. But yeah, it's just people just having to reinvent something, which is hard, very hard.
Yeah, and especially at a point when there might be fewer jobs available for a while, I guess.
Absolutely.
What would you say to people who want to help support the arts at this point?
Just, well, for example, something incredible like the Upper Norwood Library Hub is just an incredible space. So local people can help by tuning in when we do our amazing concerts and giving money so that hub can stay open and keep entertaining and teaching the community. It's such a positive space, the library. And I think if everyone did that in their own areas, it is just about coming together and supporting and raising money, really. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I hope so. I think, as you said, it's sort of about being flexible, isn't it? And just seeing how you can work within the current guidelines and see what the current guidelines are if they change later today, and just try and work within them and come up with new ways, reinvent how we do stuff.
Yeah, and absolutely, we've certainly done that at the Hub. with well, Daniel has been instrumental in being able to, and everyone that works on these wonderful gigs that we do, to be able to put them on. I never dreamt that we would be able to do that.
Yeah,
it's been wonderful.
How did you find? I really enjoyed Make Them Hear You, so the one that Palace a Cappella were involved in as well. It was really lovely. I thought it was really interesting being in that upstairs room with just the only people who were there were the performers and the people, you know, in the band or doing the technical side. So from the point of view of, it was lovely to have an audience. It was possibly quite a terrifying audience. I found myself really nervous when I got up to do the introduction, just because I was confronted by you amazing, you know, West End stars. How did you find it? I mean, I think you all know each other and it's a very supportive group.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. It couldn't have been more supportive in that room. There was a lot of love in that room that night, and it was just such an important message that we were back. And you know, it was just a privilege to be there that night.
It was quite,
and everyone felt the same. Everyone just was like, "Oh, I love what you're doing," and it was lovely. And Daniel always uses very supportive people.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, we're all very like-minded and appreciate each other's craft.
Yeah. And I think, as we were actually saying earlier before this, it was quite an emotional evening, wasn't it? Because
when you did your choir, I was gone.
Oh,
absolutely. I mean, that just sent me over the edge. It was beautiful.
Me too. Thank you. Seeing the reaction from all of you guys to that actually really got me as well. But I think the last time I'd been in that space was for the West End concert that happened just before lockdown. It was kind of 2 days before, I think. And so to see all of you back in there doing another concert that was being able to be shared in a slightly different way, but still shared actually not only with the local community, but much wider, because it was live streamed.
Absolutely. There's if anything good's got to come from sort of lockdown, it possibly the way we communicate. And actually, I don't think it'll ever go back to, you know, Zoom has been wonderful. I mean, my dad, who I'm really close to, came to that last concert and sat in the audience and absolutely loved it. He absolutely loves those gigs there. And then I didn't see him for 14 weeks.
Wow.
And that's really, I'm someone that I speak to him a few times a day, and I see him a couple of times a week. It was really hard, but thank goodness for Zoom, because at least I could do what we're doing now, you know. So that there's a positive to I think the way we've all learned to communicate, and watching my children, you know, negotiate classes on Zoom, and that's been amazing as well.
It's definitely kind of opened, well, I guess the door was already there and open, but it's sort of provided an additional way of doing things maybe as we go forward, hasn't it? And there's something lovely about being positive. Able to live stream a concert that people can join in with. I mean, so we've been doing some choir sessions online, and actually we've had people join from all over the world.
That's incredible.
Because they can, I know, and it's, you know, it's lovely. It's lovely having a local community that you do stuff with, but it's also lovely to be able to share that with just anybody who wants to join in. And I think the same is true of the live stream concerts, that it's just incredible to be able to share that like that. So that's
I totally agree.
We're actually sort of getting towards the end of our time, so I know. It goes so quick.
I know.
So I guess before we finish, firstly, if people want to know more about what you're doing and kind of keep track of that, how can they do that? Are you on social media?
I'm on
to
all
be followed?
social media. Just look my name up, you'll find me. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Just look up Jo Napthine, you'll find me. And you always tag me on your hub tweets and things. And I'm easy to find.
Say that again, sorry.
I'm very easy to find.
Excellent. And if people are interested in having you lead a service for them, is that the way to find you as well?
Oh, and I've got my own website.
How does that work?
www.jonapthine.com.
Excellent.
Yes, just plug that. No, it's I absolutely adore being a funeral celebrant. It's a wonderful thing to do. It was something I've been thinking of doing for years. So yeah.
I see that. It's very personal, isn't it, to whoever you're working with.
It is, and I meet some incredible families. It's wonderful. And it's as you said before, it's lovely to work in my sort of local community and actually do something that's really helpful with the skills that I have, which I can't use in other ways at the moment.
Except that you are using them to a certain extent, so I think you should give everybody a reminder of the Halloween concert details, just because we talked about that
It's
really early on.
Saturday the 31st of October, Halloween, at 6 p.m. It's for all the family, and there'll be just loads of fantastic spooky songs and lots of fantastic makeup and wigs and blood.
Amazing.
I hope I get to have some blood and
and possibly you as a cat on top of a table, by the sound of it.
The only way you'll find out if that actually happens is to tune in.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to tune in.
That's what I'm planning anyway.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to see what you end up with.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for coming to have a chat with us.
Have a lovely run in this
thank you.
gorgeous day.
I've now made myself accountable to you and the entirety of Crystal Palace that I do this today. Excellent. Moving on from that accountability, before we finish, a couple of announcements as always. Firstly, we're always looking for guests on this show. Very, very grateful to Jo for coming and being our guest today. If you've got something you'd like to share, or you just want to talk to us about the current situation and what you're doing, please do get in touch. We'd love to have you on and have a chat. So give us a shout at Galina.Rin at unlt.org. We're also still looking for people to be part of our All Alone Together project. This is the Arts Council funded project that is creating an oral history of the pandemic and how this has affected the local community. So there's a very, very short survey on the website. It's about 4 questions, I think, just to see what effect it's had on you so far. Obviously, it's a continuously changing scenario, so it's really brilliant to keep having people come and get involved, because then we see the progression as we go along. There's also a box to tick on the survey if you're interested in being interviewed and being part of our podcast. So if you tick that, I will be in touch with you to arrange an interview. They take about an hour and they're being edited. So sort of 15 minutes or so of that will be used in a podcast that will be publicly available. It's obviously very much up to you what you talk about. We won't talk about anything you're not happy to talk about. So it's very chilled, and it's very much to be led by you as the interviewee. So please do get involved with that. It's going to be amazing to have this record of the time of members of our own community saying in their own words, in their own voices, how they found it and how it affected them. So please do get in touch with and get involved in that. We've only got a few weeks left of it, so please do get in touch sooner rather than later. I think I'm going to be interviewing for maybe another 3 weeks or something, so please give us a shout soon. And then a couple of other things. We have Crystal Palace Performing Arts coming up, which is singing, dancing and drama classes for young people 6 to 18 years old, Tuesdays 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and musical theatre Saturday 10:30 to 1. These courses are suitable for any student who wants to build their confidence, wants to be heard, loves to move and work in a group, or wants to learn new skills. All the course leaders are professionally trained performers of the West End TV, film and dance. And the autumn term is running from Tuesday the 29th, so that is a week today, to Saturday the 19th of December. So you've got a week left to sign up. I don't think there's very many places left, so do get in on that as soon as you can. And I think that's it from me for today. So we will be back tomorrow with Ellie Luck, who runs Coffee Break Marketing. I saw her on social media. She always has really interesting posts, and always just such a lovely manner, and sort of makes things seem doable and fun. So do tune in tomorrow and see what she's got to say. That's it from me for today. Jo, thank you again. Lovely to chat to you. And stay safe, everybody. Enjoy the sunshine. It might be the last bit for a while. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.